everybody, I wanted to come and talk to you. This is actually going to be kind of a mixed video. I was fortunate enough to be able to attend Papertrey Inc.'s in-person Stamp-a-faire this year. They've only ever held one other in-person, and that was the very first one a couple of years ago. And I have been following Papertrey Inc. for a couple of years now, and I think I owe it to Jill Norwood. Hi, Jill, if you're watching, because I had seen some of the cards that she was making a couple of years ago, and I really like the stamps. The style of the stamps is very classic, and I think you can really reuse them over and over again for your card making. So I kind of got into following them and buying a lot of their stamps over the years, and wanted to attend this in-person event as a way for me to kind of just meet the design team members and other people that I have been kind of conversing with online, either on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, those types of places where you kind of meet other crafters that have similar interests. So I want to show you, first of all, if you're not familiar with Papertrey Inc., every year they do a Stamp-a-faire, and for the last few years, ever since the first one, they've been doing it online. So you have the option of purchasing the things from the kit. This year the kit was all together as one purchase, and then you can follow along. So if you decide not to purchase the kit, as long as you kind of know what have similar craft items to what they're putting in the kit, then you can create along with them, right? So that's been kind of nice in terms of being able to do this, but every year I've missed it because of work commitments or being away for a weekend or what have you. So it's typically in the late summer, and this year I attended in person. So my husband and I, we went up to Cincinnati, and I had purchased the kit in advance. They let us know in advance that it was going to be in person this year. You had the opportunity to purchase the kits, either to follow along at home or to attend in person. So if you purchased the kit that was for in person, which they had a limited number to keep the classes smaller in size, so as not to overwhelm everyone, you were able to attend in person. Of course, you know, your transportation and your hotel was not included. They did serve us. It was a Friday and Saturday event. So we started Friday night with one of the classes, which was paper making. And then Saturday it was all day from 8 o'clock to 6 p.m. And we were served breakfast and lunch. So dinner was basically on your own, or with other friends that you might have met. So I'm going to show you the kit that was available, and none of these items are available in the shop except for one, because it was not part of the kit. So let me share with you what I got. So here is the schedule. Well, first of all, here's the schedule, and you can look at all of this on their blog. It has all this information of the different classes we took, and I'm going to show you, because basically what was in your kit was what you would use for each of the classes. So I'm going to show you what I did, and this could be a pretty lengthy video. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, but you never know. So I'm not going to read this to you because we're going to go through each one. In the kit was this tote bag. You got a lanyard when you checked in, and you got this first pin. It says Stamp-a-faire Crafting Community Garden, and that was the theme of the Stamp-a-faire this year, so everything was sort of garden themed. And these are the other pins that you would get for completing the classes. So as each class started, the design team members gave you one of these pins. So these were in the order that I took the classes. So there's Dawn McVeigh's Choose Joy. This is Betsy Velleman's Poppy watercoloring classes. Always Be Kind. This is the wreath from Lizzie Jones. I think that's her last name. And then this one is Lexi Daly's pop-up box card, or box card. And then this last one is the Traveler's Journal from Heather Nichols. So those were the classes. There was one more class, which was a paper making class. And unfortunately, the paper that I made, it's a handmade paper with dried flowers and glitter in it, and it was pink. They did not bring that back from the warehouse for me to take home, so I'm going to get that hopefully in my next order for the release that they come out with for September. So first up is this community garden stamp set. This was in the kit if you purchase the actual kit. So this stamp was actually the stamp for Stamp-a-faire, and each year they put one out. And if you make a $100 purchase between, I think it was Friday at 7:30 and Saturday at, I guess, the closing. I don't know if it's still, I don't think it's still available. If you make a $100 purchase, you would get the stamp for free. And this is a collaboration amongst all the design team, so you can kind of see little groupings of things. I know this was Lizzie's stamp set. So each of these different sets or pieces in here was designed by a different design team member, and you can kind of see them loosely grouped together. So that was the free set, and of course, because I purchased the kit, I got this for free. And then there was a, this is the set of labels that goes to all of the different stamp sets that are in the kit. Okay, the first class. This is my first card. Well, this is the first class we took. And I say we because there were a couple of members from a Facebook group that I belong to, and we kind of tried to stick together where we could to take some of the classes. So the first class was Don McVeigh's Choose Joy stamp set. And so I'm going to share with you the stamp. There were 3 stencils. There are actually layering stencils in here. And that's what's making these green leaves here, green and blue leaves here in the background. So you stencil this on with ink, and I have a couple of extra pieces in mine. And then you die cut and stamp out the images. And so here is the stamp right here. It's a small set. And then you also have these dies that were included. Okay, my little one is kind of floating around there in the bag. And then you also got this You're the Best die as well, and that's the sentiment. So basically we put together a card during her session, and I'll tell you what, in the morning it's very hard for me to stamp at 8 o'clock in the morning, much less die cut. And I thank Linda for, hi Linda, if you're watching, I don't know if you watch my videos, for doing all the die cutting for some of us that were... you know, because we didn't have one die cutting machine for everyone. It was like a couple on the table, so you kind of had to take turns. So she volunteered to do the die cutting for our little group of folks that were trying to stay together. So this is my card for it, and I plan to go back and try and do this again, you know, with more time, because you have basically an hour and a half for each class. So that's the first stamp and die set in the kit, as well as stencils. The second class we took was from Betsy Velvin. So here is the stamp set. It's a poppy, and there is a sentiment in there. And we also got a tin of Daniel Smith watercolors. Sorry about all the crinkling, but there's nothing I can do about that if you want to see it. So around it was this card that is actually watercolor paper, and she basically taught us the technique for the blending and the idea behind it. Inside of this, what looks like a little mint tin is actually, I want to say it was 5 or 6 pans of watercolor for Daniel Smith, and then there's the stamp set that I showed you just a second ago. So we also got a watercolor brush. So we had an hour and a half. We basically walked through the different techniques for watercoloring. And so this is the Poppy stamp set, stamped out in, what do you call it, soft, I forgot the color now. It's basically a no-line coloring sort of ink, so it's a very light color. My brain's not working. And then you can see the different colors that I blended to create my Poppy. Now, I'll tell you, I ran out of time. This little white space in the middle is supposed to be yellow and black. So there's a yellow background with black stamen. that's supposed to be watercolored in here, and I ran out of time because I was focusing on trying to get the technique for the background here, that this is what I end up with. So this is basically the card, and I have the card base that I will make into a card to finish it out. And I also plan to try and do this a little bit more because I want to get better at this at watercoloring. So that's the watercolor set. There was also an extra watercolor card here. The next class I took was the felt class. And the flowers for the class, I don't even know where I put them now. We made basically a bunch of different felt flowers out of pre-cut. They were already die cut for us. So I'm trying to find, I'm sorry guys, 1 second. Okay guys, I found my flowers. Okay, so there was a number of pre-cut felt flowers in my packet. You can see that there's still a number of different felt pieces in here. This is because they made enough for us to make a wreath. And there's little felt balls in here, and as well as the dies that we received as part of the kit. So there's leaf dies and there's this fringe die. So those were part of the kit, as well as the wreath itself, which is I think she said it was a 10-inch wreath. So there is a grapevine wreath inside. Now you'll notice there's no flowers on here, and this is because we did not have enough time in the class to make all the flowers, which, as you saw in my bag, that there were some left over. So the wreath we have, they supplied all the supplies, so you really did not need to bring anything to this class, to any of the classes. If you wanted to, you could, but they really did supply everything. So here's all my flowers, and I had them in my bag here with the wreath, which is why I forgot where they were. So these were all hot glued together. She shared the techniques on how to make each one of these flowers, and you can go back and watch their YouTube videos. So if you already have dies that are very similar, the techniques are the same. So it's free to watch on YouTube. You don't have to attend the class in person, but you don't get the one-on-one experience, and you don't get to meet all these crafters. I mean, you're talking about people that you've talked to online but may have never met in person. So those were the felt flowers that were created. This was probably one of my most enjoyable classes, only because it was something new for me to learn, and I've been doing a lot of felting lately, so I'm really excited to make my wreaths. Now this die is the die that cut all of the flowers. This die was not in the kit. It's a $30 set. They released it on Saturday, and it's available in their shop. So if you wanted to buy this set, this was $30. The reason they didn't include it is because they would have to increase the price of the kit. So it's an option for you to buy it. But a lot of people have flower dies already, and I do. But I wanted to have this set, so because I'm just a fanatic now. The other thing, okay, the next class we took is Lexi's box card class. So there is basically a stamp set and die set that lets you make this box card. So this is mine that I made in the class. It's basically what she shared as her example, right? So you guys have probably seen me make these before. They now have a die that makes this box card. It comes with all the little dies to make these little flowers, the grass, the butterfly. There's even a bee, and the clouds and the sun. So it's basically your A2 size box card. So here is the stamp set that goes with it. And then there's a die set as well. I'm trying to pull it out of my plastic container here. So here's the die set, and you can see here's the box itself, and then you have all these little flowers and bits to cut out. So that is the session for Lexi Daly's class with the stamp and dies. Okay. Trying to fit this back in here so they don't get all mixed up. So the last class that we took And again, these are all recorded, so you can go on their YouTube channel and watch it. Was the Traveler's Journal. And you guys, if you've watched me for any length of time, you know that I've been making these before. Mine are different sizes, but I have many different dies already that make this. The die itself to cut the Traveler's Journal wasn't included in the kit. What was included was stuff to make inserts. These are my extra pages because I didn't include them. They do a punched version, so we just used the jute twine in the kit to string it all together. There is a whole bunch of stamps in here, so I will say that they did not skimp on what was in the kit. Let me pull this out because this is for the paper making. So there's a die for flowers because it's like a flower themed class, right? And here's the stamps for the Traveler's Journal, and there's the sheet of stamps is in here. So they had white and black elastic. We did all the sewing, we did all of the ironing for the interfacing, and then we put it all together, and there was even eyelets in here. My eyelets didn't go in well, and I was just like, well, I will do this at home because I know how to make these. I've done these without a pattern, without a die, by hand. So I was not, you know, was not going to be hurting to complete that at home. So that was the Traveler's Journal one. And then the first class we took was actually the paper making, and you got a new seed packet die. That's what this is right here. We didn't use this. We did make the handmade paper, and inside of the handmade paper kit was the flowers and the seeds. So you could put the seeds into your paper, and then if you gift it as part of your, you know, like inside of a seed packet, the recipient can plant it. So that's the whole idea behind that one. There was a tub of glitter, but I don't know, or I don't see it here. The other thing in the kit was all of this paper. They gave us plenty of paper to finish our projects. You can see this pack is pretty thick. It has a ton of different colors. There was not going to be any running out of paper for any of us. So everybody got that in their kit. There was this set of paper. This was for, I can't remember what this was for now. And then this set of paper as well. So plenty of paper to finish your projects that you made, and a lot of fun. I will tell you, okay, I will tell you that for me, I do not normally go to these things, and it's because of the type of learner that I am, and everybody is different. It's not right or wrong. I just feel like I can learn what I want to learn by seeing somebody do it one time. Sometimes it, like crocheting, takes me a couple times. So you know, if you're watching a YouTube video, you rewind and you come back and you keep doing it, right? For me, that's how I learn. I don't have to have somebody explain it to me over and over again unless it's something very difficult. And these concepts are not very difficult. Some of them take practice. So because all the recordings are out there on YouTube, you would be able to do this as well if you went through and watched the classes. So that is, I'm not saying you shouldn't go. And the reason why I say that is because in person, you get to meet a lot of people. You get to kind of network with people that are either design team members, because they were all very nice. I not pleasantly surprised. I don't want to say it that way, because I kind of got that feeling anyway. But they are very down to earth. They weren't stuck on themselves. And that is a nice thing. They have an excellent design team. I love the products they put out. Look at the fabric that was chosen for this fabric journal. It's my color, really. There's little bees in here that I love. I love it. You know, it's my style. Not everybody is with that, and I understand everybody has different tastes, different learning methods as well. So you really did get the one-on-one with the design team if you needed to. They did answer all, you know, they answered questions if you had them. And it was at a pace that seemed to be okay. I think logistically there probably could have been smoother, but every single thing or event seems to have this type of thing anyway. So that is my Stamp-a-faire kit. Now, I will tell you they had a sale during the in-person event. A sale meaning you could buy from a shop that they set up in the lobby. I'm going to split this video up and share with you my purchases from the weekend. Okay? So overall, I had a great time. I met a lot of people that I've been talking to online. So it's nice to be able to put that, you know, personality with all the comments that I see. And I would do this again, and I plan to do this again if they hold another in-person event, if my schedule allows. Now, that is saying a lot. Like I said, probably the only other classes I've ever taken are the Copic classes in person. And I felt that was necessary for me to learn it. So I've taken 2 Copic classes plus gone to this event. And I would do it again with no reservation as long as my schedule allows it. So anyway, that is my share here for this video. And please watch the next one. You might be hugely impressed about what I bought. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.